everybody. Welcome to July So Fun. I'm Lisa, and I hope that I have a few things today to show you that will inspire you to get inside the air conditioning on these dog days of summer when it's so hot and do a little bit of creating. So I'm going to start off by telling you about a couple of embroidery projects that we will have at So Fun, and also you can see them in the stores. And first is this cute pickle pie design. It's called Double Zip Gadget Case. And you can see that what it is a little case that has clear vinyl, and it's divided into zipper pockets that you can use for all kinds of little gadgets. It allows you to make several different sizes, and then also a smaller one that's up and down like this. Super handy for travel, handy for classes, handy to throw into any bag for any of the little gadgets or things that you need for a variety of different purposes. So just a really, really useful, quick little in the hoop project. I think it also make a great gift. We then have this really cute embroidery design from Riley Blake called Costume Makers Act 2. And this is a fun little Halloween one. It has these cute little jack-o'-lantern faces that you can do onto pumpkins, or you could do it onto white fabric and cut them out and have them be ghosts, which I think would be really cute. Has these cute little spiderweb coasters that I think would be darling, sewn out of glow-in-the-dark thread. And it also has a cute wall hanging that's like word art. And so we will have this stitched up, and you can see it in the stores, and make any or all parts of this. Real easy to make those little faces into a quilt or a table runner, whatever you would like. So a fun, fun little embroidery project. Okay, next up, let's talk about this new pattern from Sally Tomato that I have just fallen in love with. It's called the Misti bag, and it's a convertible backpack. So you can either wear it as like a crossbody bag or as a backpack, and it has tons of great features. So on the front, it has a big slip pocket that's very large and deep that closes with a magnetic snap that's really strong. On the back, it has a sleeve that is a luggage handle sleeve, so it's great for travel. It has this long crossbody handle with this really cool hardware on the sides. And then what you can do is pull this long handle through and wear it like a backpack. And so it works great. It's very comfortable to wear that way. It holds up really nicely. On the inside, you have a padded sleeve for a backpack, and on that padded sleeve is a slip pocket and also a zipper pocket. And on this side is a zipper pocket that has this really cool leather frame for the zipper pocket, if you can see that. And I made this out of this really awesome canvas that I have for you guys that we will have in the stores for So Fun. And it's this beautiful, nice weight canvas, and we also have the pretty speckled lining fabric. I have bolts of that. I also have for you guys the Sally Tomato leather. This is my first time working with this substrate, and I love it. It is so easy to work with. I thought it was going to be tricky, but it's so easy. I will tell you one thing that really made a difference is using a Teflon zipper foot. It makes sewing on this leather or vinyl or anything like that really easy and less frustrating because your zipper foot is not getting stuck on this material. I also have the hardware kit that includes the bag feet, the snaps, all the O-rings and everything, the zipper pulls, and I have the zippers for you. I have the hardware and the zippers in a couple different colorways. You can see the gold here, and then I also have the gunmetal for you, and a couple different zippers that you can use for this. Zipper by the Yard is great because then you can cut all the sizes of zippers that you need, and it has the magnetic snap and all of that. Another great thing about this bag is they have a free video tutorial that takes you through step by step that I actually found really, really helpful when I was making this bag. And it's going to give you a really nice finished product. What gives this bag stability is Bosal in our form. And this is a similar product to Bayani Soft and Stable if you haven't used that. It's very similar. It's slightly thinner than Soft and Stable, I think. But it works really great and gives this bag its structure and stability and rigidity. Another cool product that I have for you guys from Sally Tomato is this rotary punch. And it made punching out the holes for this buckle strap a breeze. It rotates through. It has 6 different hole sizes. And it's very, very heavy duty, and that's a really great new Sally Tomato product. And then the last product I have for you for this pattern is this double-sided basting tape by Annie. I am shocked at how much I love this and how many uses I have found for this. It's very, very skinny. You get 2 of these rolls in this package. It's only 1/8 of an inch wide, and it is so strong, so sticky. It's double-sided, and so it's got a paper backing, so you just pull off a little strip, pull the paper off, and you can stick it down. Making this bag, it made installing the zippers a breeze. It made using in a couple different places on the leather, where I was able to stick it down to sew it really easily in the middle of big pieces. On the little leather frame on the inside zipper pocket, this was great for. I have found so many uses for this to stick something down when you're trying to sew it, when you can't use, or it's inconvenient to use pins or clips or things like that. I love this stuff. It's really, really awesome. So this is a great bag, and I think many of you will love it. Okay, next up, let's talk about the everyday tote from Knot and Thread. You know we really like Knot and Thread designs. Move that out of the way. And this is a really cute tote. It makes a small and a large tote. It has a zipper pocket on the front, and it's just a really great size for shopping and all kinds of things. It'd be great for traveling, great to take on various activities. The fabric is quilted, and you quilt it with the lining fabric and then bind the seams on the outside, not the inside, which is very easy to do. I made both of these sizes, and this is the small size, and this is a piece of canvas that I had in my resource center, and it's just a simple open tote with the zipper on the front, a padded zipper pocket that goes all the way down, so really useful. I have a bolt of this cool, it's kind of a corally red speckle that I used to line this one. And then this is the larger size. And I use that same canvas that I have a bolt for you guys of, and the blue speckle as well. And so you can see with these 2 sizes, super, super useful sizes. I think that it's a really handsome, good-looking bag for carrying around for a lot of uses, and it would be a great gift for somebody as well. So I think that you will like the everyday tote. And this did not take very long to make. They were pretty easy. It wasn't a difficult project, and I really like how they turned out. They look really nice, I think. Okay, next let's talk about these cute backpacks from Minky Kim. So these darling little backpacks were a panel, and on the panel is all the fabric that you need to make both backpacks. So the panel has all of this fabric already. You need to buy your own lining fabric and your own webbing for the straps. We also have the hardware kit, which comes with the hardware you need and the zipper. These were not very difficult to make, but you quilt the fabric that's on the panel to whatever lining fabric you choose, and then you bind the edges. On the front is a cute little slip pocket. And so I think this would be darling for a small size purse to take somewhere like the farmer's market or the Renaissance Fair, anywhere where you just want to have a small bag but not hanging on you, like off of the front of you. And I also think it'd make a great little backpack purse for a kid. I have 2 8-year-old granddaughters, and I think each of them would love one of these. And I think they turned out really, really cute. The panel has the instructions, and she also has a video tutorial that's free where she shows you all the steps of making this, and they were not difficult. It didn't take very long. And the final product just turns out so cute with all of her fabric combinations. And you can do it. I made them the way it shows on the instructions that when you look them up on the website. But you can mix and match and choose. They all coordinate, so you can mix and match and choose what fabrics you want to put with what. You don't have to actually do it the way it shows. I just made them up the way it shows so you can see that all finished. But they make up really cute, and they weren't very difficult. They use this different inner form from Bosel, and this is adhesive, fusible on both sides. And so it made doing all this quilting really, really easy because I could fuse the exterior panel pieces with the lining pieces before I did my quilting, and it made it so much easier to have those layers all fused down. So I really like this double-sided fusible. In the instructions, it only calls for single-sided fusible, which means that then you have to fuse the other side with basting spray or that powder fusible or pin it really well. And when she was doing the instructional video, she called it double-sided fusible, and so then I got the double-sided fusible and used it for the other one, like I was doing one and one. And there's no reason to not use the double-sided fusible. It saves you a step of trying to then fuse the other fabric on the back, and it works out great. When you're doing that, remember that when you quilt it, it's going to change the shape and size just a little bit of that fabric. So when you cut out the pieces, give yourself a little bit of room on the outside. Don't cut right on the line, so that then after you quilt the 2 layers together, you can trim it to the exact size that you need so that your backpack is nice and round and the sides are even and nothing is wonky on it. Especially with something this small, it would be really easy to get it out of true shape if you weren't being careful about trimming that up. So give yourself a little bit of extra room, you know, like even like 1/4 or 3/8 of an inch around would be enough to make this all work. But these were really fun to make, and like I said, we have the hardware for you and the panel. I think you're gonna love it. Okay, next let's talk about this cute, quick little zippy pouch. You might remember we've done several of these, and I think I did the first one, which was a little pumpkin drawstring pouch last fall that everyone loved. And so this is part of that same series of patterns, and this is called the rainbow pouch. A really great little scrap buster, a way to use up scraps. It's just a simple lined zipper pouch. I like to use zipper pouches for lots and lots of things, but also I like to use them as gift bags. So you put a little present in a little zippy pouch or a little drawstring pouch of some kind, And it's like 2 gifts in one because they get that. So if you need a quick little project, a way to use up some of your fun little scraps that you've been saving, this little rainbow zippy pouch is really great. All right, our block of the month pattern that we've been using and making all year, this is this month's, and this month's is called Sunflower Slope. And I did 2 different projects off of this. And the first one is this cute little, I made it into a little mug rug. They call it a mini quilt. And it's a great way to showcase fussy cut fabric. And I just found that in my resource center. And what that is in the little wall quilt, it's the pieced blocks that they have right here. And I just made it into a little mug rug. A quick little project, a fun way to showcase those little pieces of fabric that have some cute motif on them that you've been saving. Fussy cut it right into here, and that's really fun. The other one I did is this was a table topper that has these cute little birds and sunflowers on it, and I changed it a little bit and made it into a pillow because I thought that sunflower looked like the sun to me. And so I added a couple more flowers over here and put that up in the corner. So instead of having the 2 sunflowers on the table topper, I did it like the sun with the bluebirds and a couple extra flowers. And this is just raw edge applique. So pretty quick and easy to do. I'm not too worried about the raw edges fraying because after they have been fused down, this is not going to get handled a lot. It's a pillow top that's going to sit on like my entry bench or something. And so I'm not really worried about that. And of course, I used my little tried and true method. I've talked about this a million times of installing a zipper across the back. Really easy to do, and it goes super quick. So fun little projects for you this month in our block of the month. And as always, there's lots of projects included in these patterns every month. Okay, let me tell you about a few really great new notions that I have for you guys this month. First off is we have the Perfect Scissors from Karen K. Buckley. And we have featured her scissors many times before for So Fun. They are really, really great. And I have her teeny tiny ones and her middle-sized ones. And now this month I got her large-sized ones. The handles are very comfortable. They come with a cover that snaps in place to protect your points of your scissors and also protect other things from your scissors in the drawer. And they have micro-serrated blades, so they cut so nicely and so precisely because they hold on to the fabric, which allows you to cut things very, very closely and exactly the way you want to, without the fabric like sliding out from under your scissors and stuff. I just love these. They have become a go-to scissor for me. Then I have this really cool pair of tweezers. They're self-locking tweezers, and they have this little needle point, and when they're in their resting position, they're closed, and then you squeeze them together here to open them. So you squeeze it to open it, and when you let off, it closes on whatever you're trying to grab. And it's this nice angled edge, which allows you to get into lots of little nooks and crannies. If you do not have a handy seam guide, it's always great to have one of these little seam guides handy on your sewing table. It has little 1-inch markings all the way around, so it's 2 inches square, and then these little, I don't know, things that stick out the sides, these little legs. This one's a 1/4 inch, this is 3/8, this is a 1/2, and this is 5/8. So it's really, really easy to really quickly pick this up and check and see and just make sure that your seams are accurate, because in so many of the things that we do, an eighth of an inch can make a difference over the course of the whole thing if you're consistently an eighth of an inch off, especially with quilting and small projects. So it's nice to have a handy little seam guide, and this one's real good. This is a fun binding tool, and what you can see is that it clamps onto the edge of your ironing board or your table, and it has these spools with a little crank handle right here that you can see, and when you get your binding done, there's a tiny little plastic clip that you can put your binding on the edge of that spool and clip that little clip around it and then wind it onto this spool, and you take the spool off, and then your binding is all not twisted and not tangled, and it's ready to go. And then when you're putting your binding on your quilt, you can set that spool right next to your sewing machine, set it up right, and just turn it, and it will really easily keep your binding from tangling when you're putting it on your quilt. The other thing you could do is put the spool back on the winder and clamp it onto your table next to your sewing machine and just pull it off of the spool as you're putting it on your quilt, which makes it really, really easy. Just a really great little handy way to corral all your bindings. And I also have extra spools for you guys. So we have the binding winding ease, and then also a set of 2 extra spools. So you'll have 3 spools. So you can have 3 quilt bindings wound up and ready to go at a time. Just a real great little organizational tool. Then I also have for you guys this cute little tin from Riley Blake. And it has in it all of these really great wonder clips in a really pretty aqua color. And we all can use as many wonder clips as we can get. They get lost, occasionally they get broken, and I just think this is a really cute tin. It's useful for lots of things, and a great way to corral all those wonder clips. And I didn't already have some that were in that pretty aqua color, so that was also a selling point for me. All right, and then I also found for you guys this really awesome little jeweler's screwdriver set. And there are a number of things in my sewing room that require teeny, 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 tiny little screws. Some hardware requires little, like bag hardware requires teeny tiny little screws. Sometimes things on my sewing machine require a little screwdriver. There's lots of opportunities to use this, and it is from Tooltron. It has 6 different little teeny tiny screws. Some are flat, some are Phillips head, and I just think it's a really useful thing to have in your sewing room. So there is that. Okay, I'm gonna have to rearrange a couple things here for a second. Sorry. Next up, I have this really cool quilt pattern. It's a very modern quilt pattern called, it has Mod right in the name, Mod Flower Box. I loved the look of this. I just thought it was such a cool, cool, cool look. It comes in 2 different sizes. The wall or lap quilt is 51 inches square, and then you can make a larger one, which is virtually 4 of these interior blocks. That's 78 by 78, so it's very large. I don't know if you can see what that larger one looks like. It's really beautiful as well. This did not take very long to make, and I love the look of it, and I will show you what mine looks like here in a heartbeat. All right, so this is what this is going to look like. And I made this out of a fabric line that I have here for you guys this month. And it's called End Paper. And this small size one takes 1 charm pack to make. So if you have some cute charm packs that you have been wanting to make something cute out of, this is a great quilt for that. And if you don't know what end papers are, you'll know that I know this because I'm an English teacher. end papers in old books, the end paper was the paper that is glued on the cover and then on the first page, in the front and in the back. So when you open the book and open up the cover, that's the end paper. Or if you open up the back cover, it has the paper glued to the back cover and the back page of the book. And those are the end papers. And a long time ago, they used to make those in beautiful prints, all kinds of really beautiful prints. And so this line of fabric that's called end paper is kind of an homage to all those beautiful prints that used to be on end papers of books. And so I loved the fabric, but I also really loved that it was about end papers. Now, what makes making this quilt really a breeze is this really great Creative Grids Circle Savvy ruler. So you notice that it has lots of curves in the picture on the quilt, but they were really easy to do with this ruler. And I have a couple different circle rulers that cut circles. But what I love about this one is you can cut a whole circle, you can cut a half circle, or you can cut a quarter circle. This is great for rounding corners on bags that you're making. It's great for cutting curves, for all kinds of things. And what I especially love about this ruler is it has all these different sizes. And they're great half-inch gradations. So one is on the inch and one is on the half inch. So like here it starts at 3 inches, 4, and this is the diameter, 5, 6 on up. And here it starts at 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. So it gives you the whole range of sizes that you could ever possibly need. And because it's Creative Grids, it has that sort of rough texture on the back, so it's very secure. It holds onto the fabric and doesn't slip. And so it allows you to cut those really, really accurately. Kind of like the Stripology rulers, it has the slots that you can just put your rotary cutter right in there and cut around the curves that you need. It's just a really useful ruler to have in your ruler library. So I have several fun quilts to talk to you about today. And the first one I want to talk about is this cute pumpkin quilt. It's made out of this darling line of Halloween batiks. And we have the layer cake for you, and that's what is used to make this quilt. As you can tell, it would have been very quick and easy to make because it's mainly big squares with pumpkin squares interspersed. This is a really fun line, and Mallory made this one. It's going to go on her son Ryder's bed during Halloween. So she changed the size of the pattern just a little bit to make it, I think she added another row at the bottom to make it long enough for his little twin bed. But the prints in it are so unique and so cute. And for me, this is a really great use of batiks. Like, I love the way this looks. The fabric is really, really great in the layer cake. And with a layer cake, you can do a lot. There's a lot of fun things. We also have a limited amount, but we do have some yardage of this line that we'll have available for you guys during So Fun. And so this is just a really fun, very quick little Halloween project with darling fabric. And, well, Ryder's gonna love it. I know that for sure. Okay, the next two quilts I want to tell you about came out of this Perfect Pre-Cuts quilt book. And this is a really great book using all different quilts with all different kinds of pre-cuts. I liked so many of the patterns in here, it was hard to decide what one I wanted to make. The first one I will tell you about is this Sugar Lane quilt that has 2 different designs of pinwheel blocks and then a pieced sashing that goes with it. And so what I did is something different with that. It's this Halloween quilt right here. And so I have for you guys this darling line of fabric. It's called Home Sweet Haunt. And that's the fabrics that I used in this quilt. I have a layer cake for you. Hold on. So sorry. You'll just have to cut that out. I could feel it coming on. Okay. So I have this really cute line called Home Sweet Haunt. I have it in a layer cake. I have it in yardage, and also a really cute panel that goes with it. And so the panel has these big blocks in it that you can see that I incorporated into the pinwheels, and then I used some of the yardage that we brought in for my pieced sashing. And the panel has 9 of those cute blocks in it, this real vintage look. I used 6 of them in the quilt, which left me with 6 pinwheel blocks. So I just chose to do 3 of each pinwheel design using fabrics from the layer cake and do every other one, tic-tac-toe style kind of, for the blocks. And that left me with 3 really cute blocks from the panel that I can do something else with. I could make them into a table runner, I could make them into pillows, into a cute wall hanging, and I have lots of fabric left over from my layer cake to incorporate into some more projects with that. So it was really fun to put together, and it's a nice size. It's the finished size is almost 60 by 74. So a real nice size. It was fun to put together, and I just think it's such a cute fabric line. The other quilt I made out of this book is this one right here, and I used the layer cake of the end paper line for that. And what I did is sort of the warm color, cool color business. The whole line is pretty cool, but I used, the oranges, pinks, peaches, yellows for the blocks that create the sort of X's. And then I used the blues and greens and purples for the big center blocks. The only thing I changed about this quilt pattern is I was not a huge fan of the border that they had on there. And so I chose to just not do a border on mine. This is just the quilt top, but in So Fun, you'll see the whole quilt made and finished and bound, or you'll be able to see it in the stores afterwards. So that was really fun to put together. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And again, it's that end paper fabric, so these beautiful prints. So that end paper collection, I have for you guys some yardage, and also that bolt of canvas that I used on 2 bags, and also a layer cake that I used to make all of this. And just like on the Home Sweet Haunt, I have a lot of fabric from the layer cake still to make other things. Of the end paper, I probably have left over a whole charm pack's worth. So you could make something else that requires 1 charm pack out of that fabric. This has a ton of cool patterns in this book. I'll show you one more I really like. I really loved this table runner. The look of that I thought was really, really cool. So lots of fun projects. In Person So Fun, we'll have a few more projects that aren't here today for filming. So hopefully you can get into the stores and see all the fun things we're making. I hope that you've enjoyed this and that you have fun doing some sewing projects this summer. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure you're on our email list. Also, we are halfway through the year now, which means our discount cards are half price for the remainder of the year. It's the perfect time to pick one up if you don't already have one. With a discount card, you get to attend our So Fun events for free, which include a free gift every month. There are door prizes. It is so fun to attend. It also gets you 20% off in all of our stores on all notions all year long. And if you look at the back, there are some local stores that give you additional discounts, so check it out.